let's talk about how I learned DSA because that's how learning DSA is like not an easy thing, and I will tell you how I learned DSA, what resources I used, and and how I got all those internships and stuff. So yeah, firstly, I thought like before learning anything, I have to be good at basics. That is a general thing that I knew. So I thought maybe I'll learn computer science basics and I learn C programming basics. So I learned all the C basics, C programming language basics, and then I thought it's time to revise Python because I had already learned Python and I thought I'll start DSA with Python. And then I started revising Python from Code with Harry channel and I revised and revised and then I finally started to study DSA in Python using Python. And then I was like, shit, yaar, the Python that I knew was like way too basics for DSA. So if I have to learn DSA in a better way, then Python is not my language. That's when I was like, I don't think I can. Python is good, easy, simple, everything. DSA in Python is it's way too abstracted according to me. And I was like, bro, I keep forgetting every single thing I'm learning DSA in Python. And that's when I was like, shit, yaar, I will do it in Java. And then in our curriculum we had Java. So I had learned Java from Shraddha's YouTube channel. And then I was like, okay, it's finally time to start learning DSA. And then I thought maybe I should learn DSA from textbook. 1 minute of silence for that. So maybe I thought I should learn DSA from textbook. And then I was like, I learned a few stuff from textbook which I was way too hard, bro. And in my third semester, I had DSA. Exactly at that sem, I had DSA, and I was like, first internals fail. Second internals, I studied for second internals, thinking I failed in first internals. So in second internals, I studied from textbook. I learned so many things. I don't know what it is, but I'm just learning so that I pass at least. And then in second internals, I scored lesser than first internals after all that studying. And then I was like, shit, yeah, if this is the case, how am I going to pass my lab exams? Each and every single DSA program is like 6, 7, 8, 9 pages because they do it in C for us. And I was like, I don't want to have backlogs. And that's when I was like, it's time to study DSA. And then my friend, I was struggling, and then my friend sent me Striver's A to Z DSA sheet. And then I was like, Abbe yaar, it's so long, so many questions, so many videos. I can't do it, I just have to pass. And then you know what I did? There is a channel called NISO Academy. And then I figured out all the important topics because I just wanted to pass third internals. And then I'll figure out for lab and stuff. So that's when I was like, I'll figure out all the important topics. And then I learned for those important topics from NISO. I learned it from NISO Academy. Hey yaar, what kind of mic is this? So I learned it from NISO Academy. And then I did pass. third internals as well. And then my main focus was learning the concept so that if I know the concept, then I can write something in the program, isn't it? Because I had to pass lab internals. Lab internals, me, and I am a student who never want to copy, and it's way too difficult if you decide never that you're never gonna copy no matter what. And then I didn't even want it to fail, and I had to get the output to pass the lab internals, right? And we had externals as well. And then finally, abhi yaar, this video is turning up so long. And then finally, I started learning lab programs. Each and every single program, if it's like sorting, I'm learning all the things about sorting and then learning the lab program, trying to understand each and every single line. That entire month, I did that for every single topic, every single program. Lab internals finally arrived, and then I went in. Every single person was trying to copy. I just got a program. I knew the program. I wrote it. I was the first one to execute and first one to come out. That is the aura of someone who chooses to study among all those who choose to copy. It's not like I don't know to copy or I have the fear that I might get caught and I will lose my aura. No, bro, like I don't want to copy. Like later on, it's not like copying, I started taking help from friends, but but never copying the right way. So lab externals came, I had practiced so much for lab externals. That day I couldn't pass that lab. I did pass lab externals, but I learned a lot. And then I finally passed my exams also, college exams also. But then I was like, to get a job, I should know DSA. So how am I going to learn DSA? From where? How? I had no idea, bro. And then my friend had sent me DSA sheet from Strivers, and that's when I opened DSA sheet, and I was like, 450 problems, I'll do it. And do it every single day. So that is how I started learning DSA. This is just a background story. I will tell you how I learned DSA and how you should learn DSA in the right way. See you in the next video.